Hey everyone, it is Shar from Shar's Fashion Nation. I should be saying good morning. It's 9:18 a.m. as I am doing this video. Let me clean my glasses. Sometimes I just don't like having these on, but I also won't wear contact lenses. Like, no, no. Um, but okay. I've been saying for a while I need to make myself a new corset. I can do a video without my glasses. So, if you've been following along long enough with my channel, you know that I went to Fabric Mart. That's right, Fabric Mart. And I have bought 4 yards of black broadcloth. And it was $1.99 a yard. Yes, $1.99 a yard. Now, I don't always have an opportunity to go to Fabric Mart. You can go to their website and purchase fabric. But you know what I prefer? I prefer to touch the fabric. See if there's a texture about the fabric. Sorry, I have this like leaning on my backpack. To see if the texture of the fabric is something that I really and truly like. Now, this over here on my fabric dresser is a big piece of this broadcloth. Now, like I said, when you purchase fabric, it's folded over, so when it's open, it's actually that big. It's actually that big. So, when you do a corset, you need an underlayer and you need an overlayer. And why? Because you're going to need to have boning channels. Yes, boning channels. Indeed. Now, I am going to follow along with one of Morgan Dahmer's. I'm going to see about leaving the link for Morgan Dahmer's channel for you. Yes, indeed I will. I find her to be such an amazing sewer. She sews the most beautiful Exton garments, and I love them. I've been thinking about making an Exton garment for myself. Like, if you guys had seen my fabric haul from Sam's Fabric, you know that I have this purple fabric over here with some flowers on it, and I was thinking to myself, now I could make myself a Victorian, not an Exton garment, but a Victorian style garment out of that fabric. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, the other thing I was saying about fabrics is the ends is where you can cut off that one long strip of end, and that becomes your bias tape. Now, will I be doing that with this? Absolutely, because you never know when you might need black bias tape. You just never know. And it will come in handy for other garments. On the ends of these, I plan on doing the same thing. So it's not like I'm just going to clip until a certain point. I will roll it and pin it until I need that fabric again. So not only am I not putting back in the environment, but I'm going to cut on that end. So that'll take off about an inch to an inch and a quarter, or an inch and a half for cutting off the bias tape. But I'm not mad at that. There's so much fabric here. I'm not mad at that. Now, I am happy to once again be working with my fabric from Fabric Mart. They do have quality fabric. I wish I had the chance to go back to Fabric Mart in PA, but I'll work on that. I don't drive, so I'd have to work on being able to go to Fabric Mart again. I only really have one friend in the area, and that's the one that, obviously I live in his house. And that's it. One. That's sad. That's sad. To only have one in the vicinity to be able to drive you somewhere. You guys might be like, well, have Rocco drive you. I can't have Rocco drive me. He lives in Florida. He lives in Florida now. He moved away. He did a video yesterday about being on Sombrero Beach in Florida. Anyway, yeah, it is what it is. I'm not mad at it. But anyway, guys, I have things coming up. I want to get this cut out, reset the thread on my sewing machine. I will, my friend has some extra, I'm going to have to recheck and make sure they didn't get thrown away. Some extra zip ties, which, by the way, Morgan Dahmer was the one that showed using zip ties for your boning in a corset, and I was like, oh, that's so like extra cool. Okay, so my friend said that I could take a handful of zip ties and use that for my boning. Now, what I'm not going to do is cut off the little square ends, and there's a reason for that. I'm like thinking to myself, why are those being clipped off when that can actually keep? And I'll tell you guys why. Because you can actually thread through that to keep it in place. That was just a thought of mine. And that way it doesn't shift around. It's just a sewing thought. So let's make that happen. Yes, a sewing pun just happened there. So when I go to use my lovely broadcloth over here, it's going to be great because then I'm not tugging all the time. And I still have my old corset, and I loved how it had the shoulder straps, or has. I love how it has the shoulder strap and how it went under the bust, so it went under the bra. Now, if I wanted to make it a cup, then I would have to measure my brassiere, and that's a lot of fabric. That's a lot of extras. If you watched my video from yesterday, I had to cut down the front. I was like, my breasticles need to breathe. They're breathing. And I made that so. Oh, and then I had to do the hope it doesn't rip test, which was flexing. And because I could have a seizure while wearing that, that's why I flexed. So, yeah. These are very important things. So I will be doing the strap, cutting the strap separate and then adding that on, and then using the bias tape on that. which is why I said, I'll cut this part right here. This will be the bias tape. And that's wide enough for bias tape. I'll tell you that much. I like that. And like I said, we have a lot of things coming up for this year for my channel. So, I want everybody to stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always, stay blessed. And I was just thinking back on this orange that I started to peel last night, and I can't say it here. Oh, I could because my channel is not for kids. You know how we find food that looks like it's body parts? You get my point, right? I'm peeling it, and that little piece on the end of the orange comes out, and it looks like a, you know what I'm talking about. You don't need a penile colony to explain that one to you. Just in that verbiage will get you to crack up. I was like, no, that looks funny. Let me throw this whole thing away. I won't even tell you what the inside of the orange looked like from that. All right, see you guys later.